Good morning, everyone. As the sun rises over the Atlantic, a sense of anticipation fills the air. Today marks a pivotal moment in this year's hurricane season, and the world is watching closely. It's Friday, August 15th, and all eyes are on Tropical Storm Erin, which is currently churning and gathering strength in the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. The storm's swirling clouds are a stark reminder of nature's power and unpredictability. Erin stands out as the first real contender to become a hurricane this season. Earlier, we saw 4 named storms form, only to lose steam and dissipate before reaching hurricane status. Erin, however, is different. Her structure is more organized, and meteorologists are noting signs of rapid intensification that set her apart from her predecessors. In weather centers across the country, forecasters are glued to their screens, analyzing every new data point. Erin's development could set the tone for the rest of the hurricane season, influencing how communities and emergency services prepare in the weeks ahead. Satellite data and Hurricane Hunter aircraft have been providing crucial updates. Their latest reports confirm that Erin is intensifying, breaking the relative calm that has defined the season so far. The storm's wind speeds are increasing and pressure is dropping, a classic sign that a tropical system is gaining strength. For residents of the Caribbean and the U.S. East Coast, Erin's development is more than just a headline. It's a wake-up call. Now is the time to review emergency plans, check supplies, and make sure families know what to do if a hurricane warning is issued. Even if Erin stays out at sea, her presence is a reminder that preparedness is key. Although Erin is still far from any landmass, her westward path is being tracked with great care by meteorologists. The models show a range of possible tracks, and even small changes in her direction could have big impacts down the line. The big questions on everyone's mind: will Erin become the first hurricane of the season? And if so, where will she go next? Forecast models are constantly being updated as new data comes in, but uncertainty remains high. The next 48 hours will be critical in determining her future. This season has been unusually quiet so far, but as Erin shows, even a slow start can quickly give way to dangerous conditions. The atmosphere can change rapidly, and it only takes one storm to make a season memorable, or devastating. Over the next few days, we'll be watching closely to see if Erin earns the title of Hurricaneerin, potentially becoming the first named hurricane of 2025. This could mark the beginning of a more active period, so staying informed is more important than ever. Erin's progress will reveal a lot about what we can expect from this year's hurricane season. Her strength, speed, and path will help forecasters refine their predictions and guide communities in their preparations. So, let's take a closer look at where Erin is right now, what the latest forecasts are saying, and what steps you can take to stay safe as we head into the weekend. The story of Tropical Storm Erin is just beginning, and we'll be here to guide you through every development. As of this morning, Erin is about 790 miles east of the northern Leeward Islands, moving west at 17 miles per hour. This gives her plenty of warm water to fuel up before nearing land. Erin's winds are now at 70 mph, just shy of hurricane strength. Her compact size means she could intensify quickly. Hurricane hunters are flying into Erin to gather crucial data, helping refine forecasts. Unlike earlier storms, Erin is thriving in ideal conditions: low wind shear, and very warm water. The data points to a storm that's not just holding together, but actively strengthening. That's why forecasters are taking Erin seriously as she approaches the Caribbean. She's poised to make a significant mark on the 2025 hurricane season. For Erin to officially earn the title of hurricane, her sustained winds must reach at least 74 miles per hour. This is the critical threshold on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale, the point where a tropical storm transforms into a force of nature with the potential to cause real damage. Meteorologists around the world are watching closely, tracking every uptick in wind speed as Erin churns over the open Atlantic. Forecasts from the National Hurricane Center and other agencies suggest that Erin is on the verge of making history. If her winds continue to intensify as predicted, she'll likely cross that 74 miles per hour mark by tonight, officially becoming the first hurricane of the season. This transition is a major milestone, and it's drawing attention from scientists, emergency officials, and coastal communities alike. But Erin's story might not end at Category 1. The current atmospheric and oceanic conditions are ripe for what meteorologists call rapid intensification, a process where a storm's winds can increase dramatically in just a short period of time. If this happens, Erin could quickly become much more dangerous. Some of the latest computer models are even hinting that Erin could reach Category 3, or possibly even Category 4 status by Sunday. That would mean sustained winds of over 110 miles per hour, putting her among the most powerful storms to form this early in the season. The ingredients fueling Erin's growth are all in place: exceptionally warm ocean waters, a thick blanket of humid air, and very little wind shear to disrupt her structure. These factors combine to create an environment where hurricanes can strengthen rapidly and become well-organized. Meteorologists call this a textbook setup for a powerful hurricane, one that could set records and serve as a case study for years to come. Erin's development is being closely analyzed by experts who are using advanced satellite imagery and computer models to track every change. Erin's transition from tropical storm to hurricane marks a pivotal turning point for this year's hurricane season. It signals that we've entered the most active and dangerous stretch of the year, when conditions are most favorable for powerful storms to form and intensify. For everyone living in hurricane-prone areas, now is the time to take action. Review your emergency plans, make sure your supplies are up to date, and stay informed about the latest forecasts. Preparation can make all the difference when a hurricane threatens. The arrival of Hurricane Erin is more than just a headline. It's a wake-up call for communities along the coast. As news outlets report on her progress and warnings go up, it's clear that this storm demands everyone's attention. As the season shifts into high gear, preparedness is absolutely essential. Taking steps now can help protect lives and property as Erin, and potentially other storms, make their mark on history. Erin's forecast track takes her just north of the northern Leeward Islands, Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico this weekend. Even without a direct hit, these islands could see dangerous impacts. High surf and rip currents are major threats, with waves up to 12 feet expected. Coastal erosion and hazardous swimming conditions are likely. Tropical storm force winds and heavy rain could cause power outages and flash floods. Mountainous areas face a real risk of mudslides. The storm's path could shift, so everyone in the region needs to stay alert. A small change in track could mean much more severe impacts. The next 48 hours are critical for the northeastern Caribbean. Residents should prioritize preparedness now. Monitor official updates closely. Erin's near miss could still be dangerous. Tropical storm watches are now in effect for several northeastern Caribbean islands, including Anguilla, Barbuda, St. Martin, and others. Residents should secure loose items, stock emergency kits, and finalize preparations. Officials are preparing shelters and emergency systems. The main threats: damaging winds, flash flooding, and dangerous surf. Even if Erin stays offshore, impacts could be widespread. Tourists should heed warnings and avoid beaches until it's safe. Stay in contact with local authorities and have a plan if conditions worsen. Safety is the top priority for everyone in the storm's path. Erin's potential formation as a hurricane is a bit late. On average, the first Atlantic hurricane forms by August 11th. Earlier storms this year fizzled due to wind shear and dry air. Last year was much more active by this point, showing how seasons can vary. The slow start may have lulled some into complacency, but the peak season is just beginning. High wind shear and Saharan dust kept storms weak in June and July. NOAA still predicts an active season, with up to 18 named storms and 5 major hurricanes. The season may have started slow, but it's expected to catch up fast. Erin could be just the beginning of a busy stretch. Erin is moving over Atlantic waters that are 1–2 degrees Celsius warmer than average, prime fuel for hurricanes. Warm water helps storms intensify rapidly, and Erin is tapping into that energy. This year's ocean heat is largely due to human-caused climate change. Climate Central says these extreme temperatures are now far more likely because of global warming. While not every storm is stronger, those that do form can reach higher intensities. Ocean temperatures aren't record-breaking, but they're still well above normal. The science is clear. Warmer oceans mean more powerful storms are possible. Coastal communities must be ready for stronger hurricanes in the future. Erin is a clear example of this new reality. Erin's short-term path is relatively clear, thanks to consistent satellite data and reliable short-range models. However, when it comes to predicting her long-term track, things get much more complicated. The atmosphere is a constantly shifting puzzle, and even small changes in wind patterns or ocean temperatures can dramatically alter a storm's future. After Erin passes north of the Caribbean, forecasters expect her to make a turn toward the north, guided by a trough of low pressure off the U.S. East Coast. This trough acts like a steering wheel, nudging the storm away from the tropics and toward higher latitudes. But the exact timing and strength of this trough are still uncertain, and that's where the forecast gets tricky. If the turn happens soon, Erin will likely head out to sea, sparing land areas from the worst impacts. This is the best-case scenario, with the storm's energy dissipating over open water and only minor effects felt along the coast, such as higher surf and rip currents. But if the turn is delayed, or if the trough weakens, Erin could get much closer to the Bahamas or even threaten the U.S. Southeast. In this scenario, coastal communities would need to prepare for heavy rain, strong winds, and the possibility of dangerous storm surge. Most computer models currently show a curve away from land, but there's still a wide spread in the possible tracks. This spaghetti plot of model lines is a reminder that even with advanced technology, predicting a hurricane's path days in advance is never an exact science. That's why everyone from the Bahamas to the U.S. coast should pay close attention to updates. Even if you're not directly in the projected path, conditions can change quickly, and it's always better to be prepared than caught off guard. Forecasting hurricane tracks several days in advance is one of the biggest challenges in meteorology. Forecasters use a combination of computer models, historical data, and real-time observations. But the atmosphere's complexity means there's always some uncertainty. That's why official forecasts from the National Hurricane Center are your best source for reliable information. Their experts constantly analyze new data and update the forecast as conditions evolve. The situation can change rapidly, sometimes within just a few hours. That's why it's important to check for updates at least every 6 hours, especially if you live in a potentially affected area. We'll continue to keep you informed as Erin's path becomes clearer, so you can make the best decisions for your safety and stay ahead of any changes in the forecast. As Erin nears hurricane strength, the key message is preparedness. For the Caribbean, now is the time to act. Don't wait until the last minute. Even a near miss can bring dangerous conditions. For those further north, use this as a reminder to check your hurricane plans and supplies. The season's peak is just starting, and more storms are likely. Stay informed through reliable sources and avoid spreading rumors. Erin is a powerful reminder that things can change fast. Whether she curves out to sea or not, be ready and stay alert. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates. Stay safe, everyone.